Well, third time is a charm. As I'm trying to get comfortable with my blankie. Because it is freezing in my house. It's only like 4 rooms too. I don't know how it can be so freezing. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It is that time of the month. It's my November wrap up, my December TBR. I read 5 books in November. And I DNF'd 1. So I attempted to read 6, but I completed 5 and DNF'd 1. Okay, let's start with the one that I DNF'd, and then we'll go from the lowest ratings on up. Okay, so the book that I DNF'd was Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I was kind of sad that I had to DNF it, but I wasn't into it. I was like, oh, am I just past the writing? I don't know. But I was a little sad. I'll probably hang on to it for a little bit and maybe attempt to read it again. But we'll see. It's not really... I was excited when it came out, but now I'm just like, not really that excited to read it. So it may be coming up in an haul. We'll see. Okay, so that's out of the way. Then let's go to my lowest rated book. So I kind of rated all over the place this month, and I read 5 books. 26 Kisses by Anne Michaels is a 1-star book. I have a review up of this book. I hated it. It only has a star because of the writing. There was a lot of things I didn't agree with in there. There was slut shaming. There was a racist comment. The girls are very manipulative and controlling and of each other and the boys in the book, and there was a non-consensual kiss, and with the boy, like, she just ran up to him, kissed him, and ran away, and he was like, what? And it's like, I was like, that's not okay. People may think it's cute, like, even if a boy does it, I'm just like, no, it's not okay. It's not consensual. So if you want to see my full thoughts on that, I have a review up on that. Let's move on. So I don't have a 2-star book, which is weird because I feel like I should. But the next book on my list is Dear Martin by Nick Stone. This was one of my most anticipated releases of the year. I only rated it 3 stars. I kind of want to do a discussion on why I rated it 3 stars as opposed to higher, because I know a lot of people loved it. And it's written in different formats. Like, there's letters to Martin Luther King, and it's also told in third person? First person? Is it told? I think it's told in third person. Yeah, it's told in third person. But there's one serious issue. It's not even an issue. It's just something, like, with the writing that I have an issue with. I mean, the book itself was fine, and I enjoyed the book itself. But the thing is that I have an issue with is whenever it felt like the scene was getting too crowded, like a lot of characters in a scene, I felt like the author, she would, and I think it did happen this way, like, whenever a scene got too crowded or there was too many characters, sorry for my quotes, right in front of my fresh she would change the formatting from prose to script, and then back to script, and I was like, what? And it annoyed me so much. I was like, I couldn't think of the purpose for it, and I was just like, what? Why are you going from prose to script? And I'm just like, I don't mind things written in script format. I have scripts that I have read, and I've done theater, blah, 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 I'm familiar with reading scripts. I can read scripts. But just it felt like it would change the flow of the book. And then, suddenly it's like a little play, and it's pictured differently in my head than it is, as a book. Like, books I see as little movies, then as little plays, I don't know. Yeah. It's weird. And I was like, okay. Whatever. I mean, the content of the book itself was fine. I enjoyed it. I was engaged with it. I think I read it like in 2 days. But just the way that it switched kind of. And I think I want to talk about it in another video. Okay. So then my other 3-star book, because I have 2 3-star books, was America's First Daughter by Susan Dre and Laura Kamoe. No, Stephanie Dre and Laura Kamoe. I think I botched. Excuse me. Anyways, that book took me 4 months to read, and I gave it 3 stars. And there's like absolutely nothing wrong with it. It was fine. It was a fine read. And, I mean, I had issues here and there, not with the story itself, but I mean, you can tell it's fabricated, and to some degree is fabricated, because it can't be like 100% historical accuracy, but like, but I think the authors tried to stay as close to history as they possibly could, and I think they did a fine job with it. I'm actually going to purchase their new book coming out that they have in April, which, surprise, surprise, it's about Eliza Hamilton. Surprise, surprise. Whatever, but hey, it's my interest right now. Yeah, and again, it's about, I've probably mentioned it a few times, it's about Thomas Jefferson's oldest daughter who survived child, because he had several different kids. Some of them died before they reached adulthood, and only 2 of his daughters fully reached adulthood, but this is the only one who lived past 25. So, it's actually a very engaging read. Like, she lived past 25, had 9 kids, and yeah, I mean, it was a fine read. I think I would have given it like 4 stars had I not taken 4 months to read it, but, I finally got through it. I finished it over my break from work. Okay. Now to the other 2 books. Both 4-star books. Both perfectly fine. We have 180 Seconds by Jessica Park. Oh, okay. So this book, actually, when I did an on-haul, I found it at Booklegger, which is they have a lot of secondhand books, but because I noticed this when, okay, so we used a long time ago, currently where I live, where TJ Maxx used to be, Borders, like, and if you don't know what Borders is, because I'm 26, and I don't think I'm that old, but some of you probably never even heard of Borders that are watching this, that used to be a bookstore, and it was the only new bookstore where I live. So, and then I knew there was used bookstores, and for a couple times I went down there and I bought a used book, but like, it wasn't really my main place to go, and actually it's still not my main place to go, mainly because I don't have the transportation to get there. Same with the library. I live closer to the library than I did, but I don't have the transportation to get there because I work all day. Anyways, so 180 seconds. And, so back to my little rant about Borders and bookstores. So anyways, it was the only new bookstore, in both bookstores downtown, Booklegger and Eureka Books, used to only sell used books. But when Borders closed down, we didn't have a new bookstore. They both started selling new books. I believe that is accurate. I think maybe Eureka Books always sold new books, and I didn't know. But it feels more like once Borders shut down, a lot more new books were in both bookstores, which is fine. It's actually kind of nice. I think they always have it like right around the same price. So, actually I went there, I made some bank when I last went there. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but I did. I made a lot of money when I last went there for selling, books. Anyways, 180 Seconds, it's a book, I've seen some people who don't like it, and I've read it, and I think part of the reason is, because I know another reason why, and it makes sense. But I think part of the reason is the book didn't go where they expected it to go or where they wanted it to go. It went in a different direction, and I didn't even see it coming. And when it went in that direction, I bawled my eyes out like a little baby. I was crying. I was sobbing. I was, oh, why? But it was a good book. Like, I'm sorry, I have to check something. Okay, nothing. It was a good book. I enjoyed it. I might pick up some more of this author's work. Sorry, I'm playing with my foot. I'm very antsy tonight. Yeah, it was a good book, but some people said they don't like it because they felt like the main character's anxiety was kind of cleared up right away when she got a boyfriend, and I don't think that's 100% accurate. I think, you know, it didn't completely go away. It was still there, but the book takes place over many months, and they can't show. I mean, they could, but it would be a very long book. You know, someone's painstaking journey from being a person with anxiety to a kind of getting used to new people and new situations. I think she still had it, but it was less pronounced because she actually knew the characters she was spending time with as opposed to not knowing them. And because anyways, that's that. I mean, we can have that discussion about that if you want, but I enjoyed it. Then lastly, my favorite book of the month is a middle grade book. I gave it 4 stars, and honestly, I love this cover. And I'm sad that because I'm going to be giving it to my mom for her class. Oh yeah, if you guys don't know, whenever I read a middle grade book, if it's in the age range that my mom teaches, which most middle grade books are, she teaches 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Yes, she teaches 3 grades in the same classroom. She only has like 12 students, but yeah. I have actually, over the years, donated a lot of books. I donated my entire animal art collection to her classroom. And then lately, whenever I read middle grade books and I just don't want middle grade books, I will give it to her. Like, I will go over to her house, stick it under her purse, and be like, yeah, this is. And actually, I mean, I've bought books for her class before, too. Like, I was at Walmart, and she has this collection of books in her classroom that talks about important people and important events. And I found some. I was like, hey, I'm gonna buy these. I don't think she has these in her classroom. So anyways, that's the story of my mom's classroom. This is the second book by this author that I have read, and I enjoyed it. And it's my favorite book. And I love this cover. It's Bayou Magic by Parker Rhodes. I always want to say Joel Rhodes Parker, but it's Joel Parker Rhodes. Okay, first of all, this book is very soft, and I love this cover. Because look, there's a mermaid, and there's Maddie, and her friend Bear. And yes, that is his actual name, Bear. And I love this book, and it takes place in a bayou, which is the most unique setting that I have ever read for a book. And it is amazing. And it's, I'm going to read the back, because I recommend this book. She also wrote Ninth Ward, and I didn't really care for it because of the aspect where the main character was kind of supernatural-ish, and I kind of don't like that in books about like real disasters. But this book was fun. This book, it says it's Maddie's turn to have a bayou summer. At first she misses life back home in the city, but soon she grows to love everything about her new surrounding, the glimmering fireflies, the glorious landscape, and something else deep within the water that only Maddie sees. Could it be a mermaid? As her grandmother shares wisdom about science, Maddie realizes that she may be the only sibling to carry on her family's magical legacy. And when sudden disaster threatens the bayou, she knows she may also be the only one who can help. Does she have what it takes to be a hero? Oh my god, this book is amazing, and I love it. I do recommend this book if you read middle grade books. I do recommend it. It's not that long. It's only... As I look... Whoosh. That's another book that I want to read by her. Just Towers Falling. And Sugar. She has her other books on the back. It's only 239 pages. It's a good book. I recommend it. And it talks about family, and it's so cool. Okay, so the main character, Maddie. If you can't tell by the picture, Maddie is a little African American girl, which again is amazing. We need more of those books. But what I really enjoyed about this book was that it talks about her family's magical history dating all the way back to Africa, and how her family came here to the United States, and how her family still has magic passed on into their family, and how, and like, it's just about roots, it's about family, it's about friendship, and it does have magic, and I love it. It's amazing. And it was my favorite read of the month. And you know, I only bought this book because I read that it had a mermaid in it. I was like, I want to read a book about a mermaid. I love mermaids. Moving on to, because this book is, wow, this video is lengthy. Excuse me. Moving on to my December TBR. Completely different from my end of the year TBR, which will be in another video. We're just going to go through them kind of quickly. Yeah. And again, my TBR will always be, if I don't read these books this month, it'll always be books off of this, and I'll be switching them out with other books on my shelf. It's always going to be like a stack of 5 books. 6, but I don't know what the 6th one went. I'm not counting the 6th one because that is going to be read after the book I'm currently reading, and I don't know, I have a weird thing about that. My to be read as soon as possible is this. Paradox by A.J. Paquette, which is science fiction. And then Moonlight Over Paris by Jennifer Robinson. Robson, not Robinson. A lot of these books are purple. I have a purple theme in December. Then Rebel Rising. I finally want to get to this book. I've only been waiting all year since I bought it, by Shauna Swedson. I'm super excited. No, there's going to be one more. I was going to say, I think this is the last book. No, there's going to be one more book, and I'm excited to read it. If you don't know about this series that I totally love and recommend, it is an alternate history where it's alternate history and it's steampunk, where the American Revolution happened in the 1700s because of British magic. Instead, it's happening in the 1800s. And it's happening, instead of 1776, it's happening like in 1888. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then the other 2 books, The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding, which again is by Alexandra Bracken. Which, if I finish this, honestly, if it's within the age range of my mom's class again, I'm probably going to end up, because I know it's middle grade, that's like about all I know. So it'll probably be getting to my mom's class. And then another book that I have no idea what it's about. I just saw it in Walmart, and I was like, hey, it's a book, and I want it. I found it over the summer, which is Fragile Like Us by Sarah Bernard. And I read a lot of people read contemporary in the summer. I read it in the fall and winter because it's like back to school. Because a lot of contemporary books take place in the school year. And I don't know. Ugh. Anyways, that's all for my rather lengthy video of books I read this month and TBR for next month. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.